All right. In today's video, I'm going to share with you a conversation I had with a paid client. Now, I've known this lady for a very long time, very, very long time. I'll not be giving you specifics because, I keep my client information confidential, especially when you're talking of personal or professional or financial problems. I don't think any client in the world would like, oh, this is the person's name, their marriage is in the rocks, they got jailed, or they don't have money. So people like it to be confidential. And for those of you who are very skeptical, who the hell would come to you for advice? Well, when you run out of options and nobody is giving you the right answer, you have an open mind to go to literally anyone. So fortunately, unfortunately, people come to me, and because she has known me for years is an understatement, and she knows that. Like she put it nicely, Lloyd, the reason I'm coming to you for advice is because you have had experience with a lot of men, a lot of women, a lot of couples, and you yourself have been a playboy, and a lot of men means not that I was sleeping around with men, but you have a lot of insights. Okay, so she said, I said, perfectly fine. So I'll give you my thoughts about her problem and what I gave her as a solution. And I would like you to also please give your insights. Okay, feel free and comment below. Now, this is an Indian female who's based in Dubai. Okay, she's been married for a long time. Okay, she has children in the sense who have now finishing their college and going to start working. Okay, and her husband runs a business where he makes a decent amount of money. She works for a good company where she earns a decent amount of money. However, the when you're married to someone for so very long, let's say 10, 15, 20 years, the sex, the romance, that passion, it all dies out, and then you're left with only the focus to ensure bills are paid, your day-to-day responsibilities are taken care of, and you become more like roommates. You do your thing, she does her thing. Okay, what are the bills to be paid? Where do we have to focus on? What are the future, bills that are coming or challenges? So that's how it goes to. Okay, a man minds his own business, a woman minds her own business. Each one has their own headaches, and especially if you both are working, you both have enough and more headaches. So she told me that she had caught her husband multiple times, either chatting with other females and or interacting with them, and he had gone to some of these massage parlors or places where you get pleasure with a little bit of massage, or she has not caught him going for paid sex, but she suspects, yes, he must have gone for this also. Okay. But now it seems that it's not that he's going for the paid massage, all that, but now he has started to openly chat and with females. And given the fact that social media today gives us so many options like WhatsApp, Messenger, Telegram, Signal, there are so many apps, and there are so many paid services where you can hook up with someone on Tinder or a dating this thing. In fact, I've heard of some apps where married but looking, and open-minded relationships and all that. So it seems he's very active on all those platforms. And when she confronted him, why you on this, the reasons he gave was, I'm just doing it to relax. He in one of the arguments that they had, he was like, I'm feeling depressed. I'm mentally, I'm feeling ill. This is for my health, my mental health. I'm just chatting. I'm not doing anything. Why are you going so paranoid? And even if I watch adult movies, I'm not actually physically interacting with that person. I'm just online, virtual world. What do you want me to be perfect like Jesus Christ? And then on top of that, given the fact that when you're young in your 20s, you have a slim figure, you have good looks, You're young, you're desirable. But once you cross your 50s, I mean, you don't have a six pack ab, you don't have an amazing figure. Both of them are overweight, both of them are not healthy at all. Okay, both of them are big fat, whatever you can call it, ugly. And because, Indian families and Indian lifestyle doesn't prioritize, um, being fit. It's very rare. Which I did advise to her, but it kind of falls deaf ears because they have many other things to do, 110 things to worry about rather than going to the gym and all that. And I know how challenging it is, especially when you run your own business or when you do your own thing. Okay. So now she shared with me all these problems and issues, and she asked me, what would I advise her? Now, before I give you what I told her, put down below. Remember, there is no right and wrong. Okay, you're giving your opinion. Okay, this is the opinion I gave her. She had paid me for my service. Obviously, I have to give her a professional, analysis. See, what I told her is, number one is, she is born in an Indian society. I put down some of my notes, what I spoke to her. So just so that I don't miss out on anything. Okay. The first thing which I did tell her is, see, listen, you're born into an Indian society, okay, a conservative Indian society, which is male dominated. And right from the time you were a small young girl with your brothers and sisters, more importance was given to your brothers, to the men of the house. Less was given to the females. And because I knew her from many years, boys were allowed to go out, boys were allowed to hang out late at night. They were allowed to go to bars and pubs. The girls were not. So I told her, right from your upbringing, the emphasis and the importance has been given to men. It's a male-dominated world. Even the career choice. Men could choose whatever they want. Men could travel to any part of the world. Okay, things have changed today, but those days, they could go anywhere. But the girls had to be under the supervision of the parents, all the girls. And where the boys could have their girlfriends and smoke and drink, girls were not allowed. And if any boy were to talk with the girl, it would have been, a scandalous event. They would get beaten up left, right, and center. In fact, the main priority the parents had after they grew up, the girls grew up. These are facts for Indian families. After the girl grew up, the parents wanted the girls to get married. They just had to get married, arranged marriage, whatever. They would take the girl's input, but get married quickly. For the boys, they said, you choose the girl, and they were kind of flexible there. So the marriage that took place was between two families. Both the families liked each other. And they got her married to a family that both the families were okay with. And she, met the guy, even though she wasn't like in love with him. But given the fact she was not allowed to meet many other guys, travel the world, see her options, her only option was what was presented to her. Okay, this is one boy from one family, one boy from another family, one boy from another family. And the ticking time, biological clock, oh, you have to get married before your age, 25 or before 30, whatever. So she got married to this guy. Okay. Now, initially everything was fine, happily married, and then you have one kid and still happily married, then you have another kid, and obviously as you keep having children, for Indian females, especially Indian, their biology changes and they start putting on weight, they start becoming fatter, thyroid issues, hormone issues, so many problems. And life in Dubai is very stressful. And Indian families, they're very hardworking, very, very hardworking, where the focus is, I'll go to work there. When I come home, again, we have something or another. And for females, after they go to work, when they come back home, they have to take the children's education, they have to cook, clean. They are expected to work 24/7. And obviously, when after the first baby, the second baby, third or whatever, then the focus from romance, adventure, romantic experiences goes to, how am I supposed to pay the bills? How am I supposed to pay for their education? Where will they go and study? I have to pick and drop them. We have to take them for extra classes. We have to start saving for their college education. We have to focus on insurance. So the relationship stops being romantic, stops being like wow, and starts being more of we have bills to pay, we have to get up in the morning and start our work, So, and slowly the intimacy just vanishes. Then it's, when you're young in your 20s, I will do this, I will do that, I'll put my face here, you put your face there, I'll put my mouth here, you put your mouth there, I will drink this of yours and you drink that of mine, you taste this, you know what I'm talking, the basic porn stuff. But after 20 years of marriage, when you both are like fat over fat, is hanging, and you're not thinking of, oh, sit on my face and I will, you don't think of all that. You're like, you don't even want to think of sex. And even if you do have sex, for men, they would rather go for a young girl who satisfies their fantasies. And in a day and age where social media apps have made it very possible and easy, where a quick search and you can get girls who offer escort services, sex services, or massage services. I mean, what is the incentive to make a marriage work? And with the dawn of Facebook and Twitter and Tinder and all that, you have females who are aware of frustrated men, and they don't mind as long as you're ready to give them what they want. Maybe she wants a sugar daddy. Maybe she wants money. Maybe she is a full-time sex worker. Or maybe she is another frustrated female who's looking for adventure. She has a fetish. There are so many kinds of females. I even know girls who are college students, but who fantasize of having old men, married men. And even if they are not looking good, as long as they take care of me and take care of my bills. I'm serious, huh? These girls, they have taken sessions with me. I know them, some of them. Anyway, don't want to give details. All right. So, and these are not modern Western females. These are females from India. You're talking from born and raised in a good family. And still they prefer this option. What about OnlyFans? See how many girls from decent families are going into OnlyFans. They're not suppressed or poor. They just want to enjoy the luxuries of life. Why do you think young men and women get into the cabin crew or airline industry? You can travel anywhere, go to a foreign destination and enjoy. Nobody is there to question you. Nobody is there to look what you're doing. When you take your smartphone into the toilet, nobody is there. You can either go to a porn site, you can use your hand, you can chat with the girl, you can send I love you messages. You can literally send 1,000 messages to 1,000 girls without fearing rejection. You can create a fake account. So, given that today, see, in the olden days, you had a village, everyone knew everyone. So, even if you looked at another girl, people were, why is he looking at her? He has a wife. So, that moral shame, the public humiliation, that, the pressure to maintain your image was there. But today, even if everyone knows everyone, okay, let's say in a building, everybody knows everyone. Everyone knows you, your children, your spouse, whatever. But nobody can find out who you're chatting with. Nobody can see what you're watching. Everyone has a smartphone. Wife has, husband has, kids have. While lying down, while sleeping also you can do it. So it is impossible to put a chain or restrictions. And, a person can say, I'm going for a business trip, and he can take maybe a diversion to Philippines, Cambodia, Thailand, or go to Amsterdam. How can you stop them? And if someone is determined to have fun, they are determined to do what they want, you can't stop them, man. You can't stop it in kids, you can't stop it in adults. So, given the fact that she is also old, now she is old, she is no longer a young, perky girl, she is overweight, she is fat, she is ugly, looks, Indian women, they put on a lot of weight. And so, what I told her is, see, listen, you need to be practical. Okay. One is you're born and raised in an Indian family where they will not support you. Okay. And as a child, they didn't support you. Today, if you tell them, he's cheating on me, they'll say, no, see, listen, don't break up the family. What will society say? What will people say? And now where do you want to have a new relationship? Who's going to get married to you? Well, and then they put the biggest pressure point. Your children's future will spoil. The family name will spoil. Don't destroy your children's future. Just sacrifice. And they'll try to somehow brainwash you into accepting this as your reality. Predominantly what it is they just tell you that you don't have any self-worth. You don't have any, you should not have any self-esteem. You should not stand up for yourself. You should just take all the crap, all the nonsense for the family, for the society, for God, for, what God has brought together. Don't say, and true love can conquer everything. Oh, he will overcome all these temptations. So there's no education, or there's no focus on self-love, self-importance. And they will ask her to sacrifice everything for the husband, for the family, for society, for the name. And I also told, even if you ask your brothers, or even if you ask your uncles, your male members in the family, they'll only give you big talk and big lecture. Okay, I'll talk to him. Don't worry, I'm there. And they'll go and talk to him. What will you do? Will you put a lock and key down on his private parts? Will you remove all the apps and disconnect him from the smartphone? Will you keep an eye on him 24/7 when he's going for business, where he's going? No, it's not possible, man. I just told her that, see, listen, thankfully you're not dependent on him for money. You're earning your own, he's earning his own. You just decide, choose what you want. What do you want? If you're okay with him sleeping around, if you're okay with him chatting with other females, if you're okay with him doing his own thing, you let him do his thing, you do your thing, you both stay separate. And very important, given the fact that she even told me, he never touches me, we never had any physical intimacy. I told her that is the biggest red flag. That means there is no more love. This is just a namesake relationship. When you don't have any physical intimacy, there is no closeness, man. And the only way he satisfies this, and why he doesn't want to touch you, is because he's getting that satisfaction elsewhere. It's like, if you're not eating any food, then you should be eating somewhere, right? You can't say that, oh, he's getting spiritual food, that's why he doesn't feel hungry. He's satisfying his urge elsewhere. So I told her, if you cannot take this, then you decide what you want. What you want and what you can't tolerate. And you've already told him what you can't tolerate. Fine. So now, what do you want? You want a house. You want a house where after you come from work, after all the stress, you are relaxed. Not when you come from work and you find, you feel like shit. You feel worthless. You feel terrible. You feel like, what's the point and purpose of me being here? So don't go to that house. So take your own house. Number 2 is, I told her, once you decide a course of action that, yes, I'm breaking up, don't go back. I told her, in the Bible, there is a quote. I didn't tell her the Bible, but there is a quote in the Bible where it says, stupidity is like a dog that vomits all the yucky stuff out, and then it sniffs and goes back to his vomit and eats it again. I've seen this. It is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Okay. So I told her, if you're going to vomit this poison and this dirt out of your system, don't go back and put it back in. If you are saying bye to him, it should be permanent. And then I told her, the next one is, being an Indian male, he's a typical coward. He'll be emotionally empty. Initially, he'll say, oh, I don't care and all that. And the reason why he's saying that is because he knows, having lived with you for so many years, you'll never take a drastic action. You'll never stand up for yourself. Nobody will support you. So he's unafraid. And when you're unafraid, you don't care. So I told her that after you break up with him, after a few days or weeks or months, after he finished doing all his jing bang and being happy and all that, and when he realizes that female didn't actually love him, she just wanted fun at his expense, and then he starts feeling empty and lonely, he'll want to come back to you because there's nobody else who cares about him. I said, don't take him back. He will beg, he will plead. Indian men are very typical with that. They'll beg, they'll plead, they'll use sweet talk, they will cry, they will bring their family people, they will show you their tears, they will get down on their knees. Once it's over, is over. Don't go back. And last but not the least, I told her, see, listen, you have a few more years left in your life. 50, 60, 70. Your children are going to, get married, and eventually they will choose their own path. There's no guarantee that they'll take care of you. So you need to focus on yourself. You need to focus on what you want, and you need to carve out your path. So don't bother asking society. Don't bother asking your parents. Don't bother asking your brothers, sisters. Don't bother asking anyone. You're a grown-ass adult. You make the choices. You make the decisions. And everything has a price to pay. So your choices are very simple. Either you accept what he's doing or you move on. You cannot change anybody. You can only change yourself. So what do you want to change? You want to change to being a person who tolerates it, or you want to change to being a person who doesn't tolerate? But once you make up your mind, stick to your decision and move on. That's what I told her. And in the end, I told her, see, listen, life is a phase. Life is always a phase. I was a playboy. I was doing all the shit. I was doing all the crap until life gave me a bitch slap left, right, and center. And I had to rethink everything. So that is why I changed where I stay, what I did, who I was with. I stayed away from society, religion, everything. And today I'm my own man with a new relationship, which with a wife, with a kid, being responsible, I've changed. So I said, and this is a path I've chosen. So, and there was price to pay. There was a cost. There was suffering. There was, the adjustment phase. But today I'm in a better place. But it's because I chose to live life on my terms. So you decide, you choose, how do you wish to live your life? And live your life on your terms, because there's only one life. Because after this, you just grow old and die. So you decide what you want. Ignore everything except what is there, or say, no, I can't take this after all the crap and all the nonsense. When I come back home, I need peace of mind. So you decide. Because I told her, there's no love in the relationship anyway, and it's not going to come back. So you decide what is best for you. This is what I told her. And the reason I'm sharing this video is, if there's any woman or man out there who is undergoing this, well, you can thank her. Thanks to her that I was able to share this example. Anyway, put your thoughts and comments down below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.